Hello, hello, everybody. I am here with Aisha from Abroad Ability because tonight we're going to talk to you about all things Panama, how to get the Panama Pensionado visa, what other visas you might qualify if you don't qualify for the Pensionado visa, things you need to know before you move to Panama. That is what we're covering today, and I'm so grateful that you're here watching. Hello to everyone watching live, and hey, 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 if you're watching from the future, hi. Let's get to it. Now that I've said this and I've lulled Aisha into a moment of comfort, Aisha, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. My name is Aisha. I am originally from New York City by way of Senegal, Panama, and Jamaica. My grandmother was born in Cologne, Panama. I moved here to Panama City 4 years ago. Yeah, this month. Um, from Houston, Texas. And I've had my permanent residency here for 5 years. I had it 1 year before I moved here. And I have a disability. I have cerebral palsy. So I know a lot of people have questions about that. But that's pretty much me in a nutshell. I did quit my job 3 days before I moved here and took 1 year sabbatical that's turned into four.
Look at that. Look at that magic. Now, are you wearing a Panamanian flag or do you just happen to be? Okay, all right.
Yeah. It's a Panamanian flagish shirt that my friend
Yes.
gave me.
Okay.
I figured I'd represent.
Now, she's Jamaican, like she said. And you know, if a Jamaican's gonna wear a flag. And she's flipping it onto the Panamanian side. Okay, we get it. Yes, Panama. All right, so let's back up a second and talk to the people about the visa that you moved to Panama on. You moved on a visa that's still available but less accessible. Is that a good way to explain it?
A good way to say it. So I came in on the Friendly Nations visa 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, you had to open up a corporation. You had to put $5,000 in a bank account, and that was pretty much it. um, your corporation did not have to be active. It was I will do work in Panama, and they didn't have a time frame for when that had to take place. And the $5,000 that you put in the bank account, you could take it out almost immediately.
Really?
It
Okay.
was I left it in there to use every time I came.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but while I was going through the process, Panama announced that they were changing the required amount, and it
Mm-hmm.
was go up to like $200,000, and you had to make an investment, like in real estate or something else.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a mad dash, but they kind of grandfathered those in who were already in the process. So I just made it in under
Okay.
that visa.
And that's one of those reasons I always tell people that if you're thinking of getting residency in a place and you qualify now, do it now.
Do
Don't
it now.
wait till a year from now because $5,000 versus $200,000. See, for
It,
most of us, that's a significant difference. For some of y'all, it may not be. It may just,
I wouldn't have been here on that visa. At that, I wouldn't have done it. The other thing was that also what also changed was I was a permanent resident with like within 3 months.
Oh,
Now under that visa, you have to wait 2 years.
oh yeah, Panama said it's a little too easy for y'all. It's a little too easy.
Yes.
We gonna make this hard. All right. Okay, so move to Panama, Friendly Nations visa. You can still get it, but it's um, not as accessible as it used to be.
No.
Someone mentioned that there's also the option of starting a business in Panama now for that visa.
Yeah, there is. And even when you do that, you still have to wait 2 years to be permanent. You're still
Okay.
temporary too.
Okay. Which, is still residency in another country, so it's not bad. It's just
No,
not as easy.
not at all.
Okay. So let's talk about the visa that everybody talks about. The pensionado visa. Okay,
Mhm.
so Aisha and I were in a restaurant the other day. We're gonna get back to how she lied to me
Twice.
and why you can't trust her. I'm only remembering once, but that's okay. My perimenopause brain. My I feel twice in my soul. The grudge meter says twice, but I only remember once.
Okay, so
So
we'll just say once.
it's whatever. Okay, we were in a restaurant and the people with the pensionado visa who got the jubilado discount, is that what it
Jubilant.
is?
Mhm.
Jubilado discount. The way they were like, we not going nowhere. The the restaurant had messed up their checks, their bills, and they were like, we gonna get this straightened out. We gonna get our, it's what, 25% off?
Yes. I'm gonna look. Yep. I'm gonna make sure. I have the list here because I knew we were gonna talk about it. Is it 25% off?
I think that's what they were saying.
20 or 25%. I'll go through.
Well,
I'll go through it. But anyway, you get discounts on your food, not including your alcohol.
okay. And your, oh, I can see that being hard for a restaurant. They got to have a system, a click, click, bop, bop system.
They know this is the law, so it's a law. When they open the business, they know it's a law, so it should be
Now, it
buttoned.
took us an hour in a restaurant and I left without paying. I left without paying because Aisha was like, I can stay and take care of it. But it was like a hour from the time we asked for our check to the time I
She never
left. Bill
came with the
Studley.
check. She never came with the check.
Did you pay that man any money?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I New Yorked my way to the front, and I was
It
like,
was
I
chaos.
asked for his bank information.
Yes.
I asked for the owner, got his bank information. I was like, I will send you what we owe. But by the time we did that, I still maneuvered my way up to the front. So
All that to say, sidebar, sidebar, sidebar. Aisha may not tell you the truth about other things. Here she will. We require the truth here. But she a little sketchy with the truth in some other places.
when it,
And there are so many benefits of the pensionado visa, right?
yes,
So
there
we
are.
experienced one
Yes.
um, there, which were the discounts. Now, with the Friendly Nations visa, do you get the discounts as well?
No, you only get that with the pensionado. And there's some confusion about it. People hear like pension, like you have to be retired. You don't. You just have to be 18 or older and have some sort of permanent income for the rest of your life, like a pension, social security, disability, military benefits. Those will qualify you for the pensionado visa. If it's $1,000 a month for the primary person, 250 for each dependent. That is my understanding.
So if I move down there on the pensionado visa, would my imaginary husband be a dependent in that situation?
Yes. And you would need $1,250. If it was just,
And
it would be 1,000.
and our two children. So for the three of us in this imaginary family would be 17, I would need 1750 a month in thinking. Okay. That's so much more accessible than a
Mhm.
lot of other countries. That's really great. Um
Thank you.
Donna,
Someone said it's 25% down for restaurants.
for sit down restaurants and 15 for fast food. Restaurants business can write this discount off when they do their taxes.
Thank you, Don.
Okay.
So
Uh
can I say the other benefits?
say all
Because
the benefits, please. You're on it.
that's what um you get 25% off your utility bills, 25% off airline tickets, 25% off airline. So for those of you like to travel, 25% off.
Wait, is it just Copa or any airline if you buy
No,
it
I've done it
when
on
you're in?
United. I've done it on United. Yes. Your
Okay.
medication, loans, 20% off doctor's bills, 15% off hospital services if no insurance applies, 15% off dental and eye exams, 10% off on medications, 20% discount on bills for professional and technical services. I'll get discounts on, like, if I go to the Panama Canal, movie theaters, discounts, discount.
Did you say loans?
It says loans. Embassy
What
of
kind,
Panama says loans.
what kind of loan are we getting? That we get? And what kind of discount are we getting on a loan?
15% discount on loans made in your name.
Discount me, please.
Now,
Right? That's
listen, this is why it's so popular.
Yes,
It's easy.
absolutely.
It's not a lot of money for a pension for those who still have pensions and or whatever, social security and stuff. And you get all these discounts. And it's just an easy process. It's an easy process.
All right, so that all sounds good. What are the downsides of living in
Okay,
Panama?
1 second, because Dawn said something that said she said you cannot work when you're on the pensionado visa. That was in the past. There's a new, they changed it where you can work. So always speak to the immigration attorney. Anything you hear about you, what you can and cannot do, always ask your immigration attorney, because I was under that assumption as well. And I just had a video with my immigration attorney. He said that's not true. You can work on it. They
Okay.
changed it a couple of years ago.
Okay. That's great. Amazing. I wouldn't have thought that. Um, I know we had a lot of questions on Instagram and YouTube about where discounts were coming from. All right, stop looking at the questions. Let me let me run my show.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me. I'm not gonna look. I'm gonna go to private chat. I can't look. I turned it off. Sorry.
All right. All right, because I was asking you a question. I want to know what the downsides of living in Panama as a whole and Panama City specifically are if you since you live there.
Downsides. Okay. It can be very noisy depending on where you live. So I
Mhm.
live on Avenida Balboa. I live some main water, like some main strip. You'll probably hear the honking throughout this live. Panama City is very humid. Not
Mhm.
all of Panama is humid. People, it's a misconception. Panama City is extremely humid. Um, I cannot be a passenger in these Panama City streets. So if you
Mhm.
love driving like Frogger or you like driving like whatever, have at it. I can barely watch. So driving here is not for the weak. It's more expensive than a lot of the rest of the country. It's the capital, so that's going to be more expensive. What else is a downside? That's all I can think of right now. I mean, depending on why you're moving to Panama, you might run into more expats here.
Okay.
Some people move here and don't want to be around any. You're going to be around more here.
Okay. Let's reverse a second. We talked briefly about the Friendly Nations visa. We talked briefly about the pensionado. What are some other visas that people can qualify for in order to move to Panama if they don't have a pension? If they don't have $100,000, they want to put in a Panamanian real estate.
They have a digital nomad visa, but it doesn't, it's my understanding it does not grant you, it doesn't lead to permanent residency.
Okay.
I have to look that up, but they have a digital nomad visa.
But for boppers, you could come and spend some time there if you didn't want to move there permanently.
Mhm.
Okay.
I don't really see the benefit of that because you could just come for on a tourist
Or
visa,
I
but
feel that way about most digital nomad visas.
right?
Like, that's a lot of paperwork
And money.
for what?
Yeah.
What are we
But
doing?
that's one way. Um I also think you can uh you can work for like a Panamanian company,
Hmm.
right? I think that can also get you in the Friendly Nations visa. You can work corporation, digital nomad, and then the other ones are just going to cost you more money.
Okay.
You do like qualified investor. They have like forestry, um, teak. There's some teak farms in the Darien where you can invest in that. They have a whole hodgepodge of investment options.
Okay. But it's basically pensionado or some form of investment.
Or
And digital
or
nomad.
or working. You can work.
Yes. Yes. But most people aren't. Well, let's ask about that. In most countries, the chance of getting a job, not bringing your job with you, right? But getting a job with a Panamanian company can be very, very with a local company can be very challenging. Is it the same in Panama?
Yeah, it's very challenging. And also, depending on what field it's in, you're not going to like the salary. You're not.
Listen, the cheat code is taking your American salary and moving somewhere else. Moving somewhere else where you're not getting assaulted by the healthcare prices, etc.
No, because the average salary here is like $600 a month, around that.
But it is a good reminder that people could live there on $600 a month.
You can.
You
I
may
don't.
not like it.
Right, but you can. People
Yes,
do it all day, every day.
yes. The quietly elsewhere says there's an education visa. So I can't tell if that's a question or a fact.
There is
There,
one.
okay.
Um, I remember so it was a couple of years ago. My attorney said that it was a lot of paperwork and a headache, and you had to prove your degree. You had to be a certain kind of degree, but there is an educational visa.
Okay. Raven has been researching the reforestation investment visa. Aisha, do you have any information on how that works?
Mm, I can send a link to you so you can put it somewhere in the chat. I would have to look that up. I just remember obtaining some conference and they had representatives there discussing the teak forest in the Darien
Uh-huh.
and how
Okay.
you invested in it, and you had to hold on to it for a certain amount of time and or until the tree matures.
Oh, so I don't know how quickly teak grows, but that could
Not
be quite a
quickly,
long
right?
time.
Yes, yes.
Something about the reforestation visa sounds really interesting to me and sounds like it's a really I don't know what Panama does as far as the environment outside of this conversation. But a reforestation visa sounds like really progressive, but also because I know governments, it feels like there could be some some things lurking in the shadows of that one. So,
So this is me when I was sitting in the presentation. They're like, "Yes, our teak plantation," and I was like, "Plantation."
we're starting off wrong.
Like, it's like in the Darien. So the Darien province is like primarily, not primarily, but it has a large indigenous Embera Wuan population.
Hmm.
So I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
All right. Dr. Darlene Bell said, I contacted two Panama attorneys about the education visa and
Uh-huh.
both refused to work with me. They didn't seem to want to fool with it.
Yeah, they
So
said
there is an education visa, but getting it
they
might be challenging.
it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Okay. I guess Panama said we make it easy for the people we want to make it easy for. The rest of y'all, good luck. Okay. Um, we've talked about visas. Let's talk general cost of living. I love doing this exercise. You have a friend named Barbara. Barbara wants to live a high life in Panama City. Barbara is like, give me the nicest things and the nicest things only. Barbara lives by herself. Barbara wants a two-bedroom apartment because she needs some space. Two or three-bedroom apartment. Barbara wants to be where all the cool kids are. She needs the nice things. Barbara likes to go out to eat 3 times a week. She's taking all the Ubers. She is going on trips within Panama twice a month, but we can leave that out of the budget. That's more informational for you. What do you think Barbara's cost of living is, if you had to guess? An approximation.
Over $3,000 to $4,000 a month.
Okay.
Over.
Over
Now, that's not knowing how bougie Barbara is. She could
real
live
bougie.
on a man-made island that has a helicopter port.
Oh,
She could
okay.
she could do that, right? $1 million homes.
Uh-huh.
There are certain pockets in Panama that, have gated communities, golf courses on them. Executives live in certain neighborhoods. You have some Jewish neighborhoods that are higher end. It it can run you. You could spend as much as you want to spend here.
Okay. But if you said if Barbara told you her living expenses were $4,000 a month, you wouldn't be surprised.
No, not if Barbara wanted to live that lifestyle. No.
Okay. You have another friend. Her name is Shirley. Shirley wants to pinch every penny she can. She lives not in a studio, but a one bedroom. Uh, she lives a little further out from the city. She goes out to eat maybe one meal a week. Uh, she doesn't have any cleaning lady or any help like that in the house, but she's comfortable. How much do you think Shirley's paying?
1,000 or under. Probably
Okay.
between 8 and 1,000.
So between Barbara and Shirley, that's a
And
big
I
gap.
would probably say Shirley's probably around 1,000, depending on where she lives, because it all depends on their housing preferences, right?
Right.
Like I don't mind sharing because I've shared it in a video. I pay 1,200 a month.
For all your expenses or for your housing?
No, just my housing.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm on the water. I can go two buildings down, and a one bedroom in that apartment can be $2,000 a month. All right. So it can vary building to building and what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Like some buildings, you may not have a pool, you may not have a gym, you may not have a doorman, right? It depends on how Shirley or Barbara you want to be.
Oh. Dawn says Aisha has many examples of different types of living accommodations on her channel, Abroad Ability.
Thank you, Dawn. I do.
Listen, y'all get over there and subscribe. The link is in my description and would be here too if I was together. But sometimes we're just not together. Life doesn't allow us to be together. Life does not allow togetherness. Okay. What is something that people who first. No, I'll flip it around. We'll do this first. What is something that people who are moving to Panama get surprised by frequently?
The amount of Spanish that you need.
In a Spanish speaking country.
Go figure. Yes. Yes, because there are a lot of YouTube videos that say you don't need a lot of Spanish. You don't really need Spanish. A little will get you by, and translation apps. And I used to say that until it didn't, right? It's like there are certain situations where you need Spanish. I had my water heater replaced today. The guy calls me.
Mm-hmm.
I have water technician language in my vocabulary.
Right.
I'm like, wait, can you read your messages? Like, can I send you a message? So I think number one is the amount of Spanish that you need. Two, I think people are shocked at it's not as cheap as they thought it would
be. Mm-hmm.
And I think, especially for a lot of African Americans moving here, I think they're surprised at how they fit in visually.
Say more, please.
Like, I don't stand out. People are just automatically going to assume I'm Panamanian. They'll just start speaking to me in Spanish. And I think for a lot of African Americans moving here, they feel the same way because it's a predominantly like brown and black country.
Mm-hmm.
So I've heard a lot of people say, wow, like I fit in. Like
mm-hmm.
I just fit in. So I think a lot of people are shocked by that.
The price surprise always strikes me. I understand the price surprise more than I understand the language surprise. And it's not because there's anything legitimate backing it up, but only because of how we're programmed. We're programmed to think black and brown countries are inexpensive, right? In America, right? Everything in Latin America is like 2 pennies and you'll be living like a king, right?
Mhm.
That's what we've been taught with every news report, TV show, etc. These people are living in poverty. So if you're not, you're going to be, whatever. Um, and I do think it's interesting that I think it's a wake up call to move abroad because people realize that like every country has really rich people. Every country around the world, every country around the world has people who are significantly more wealthy than you are. Significant. You are poor.
I'm poor. I
In
was like, I
every
am
country you could
poor.
go to, you are
Yes,
one of the
I'm
poorest.
poor. I'm poor.
Unfortunately, right? You
Hmm.
are one. There, it may not be a lot of people who are richer than you, but there are people who can buy and
Significant.
sell you. It is right.
More than one.
And that's just something you get from going to more countries.
Yeah.
The language thing, we've been a little lazy, I think, with that.
I
A little
also think people sometimes use the vacation mindset, and when you go to a resort,
short, yes.
but this isn't resort life. This
Mm-hmm.
is you're living in the country.
Mm-hmm.
They're not here to cater to you,
No,
right? So that
no.
that surprises a lot of people, I think.
Yeah. And there's so many places where, like, yes, the resort staff speaks English, but half that resort staff ain't from that country or that city. They brought them in. My front desk person in Panama was from Mexico.
Hmm.
She was like, "No, girl, I'm not from here."
Hmm.
Now she was whiter and she spoke English, and that may have something to do with how she ended up at the front desk of that hotel. But she did.
That yes.
I think another place people make mistakes when it comes to the cost of living in a country is thinking that there is a direct correlation between the amount of money you need in income of some type for a visa to what it's actually going to cost you to live there. Right? Panama has been $1,000 for as long as I've heard people talk about Panama and the pensionado visa. But the prices have gone up and the requirement hasn't. So there may have at one point been a relationship, but as time goes on, that relationship becomes less relatable.
Hmm.
So yeah, no,
And I think the other thing is I think people are shocked at what the housing actually costs in Panama City. Like they're like, I want to pay $800 for a waterfront. And then no, like you're not gonna really find you're not gonna find that. So I think they're like, well, that costs more than what I pay where I'm from. I'm like, you're comparing apples to oranges. You cannot get a unobstructed waterfront view for $1,200 in the USA, right? You can find cheaper housing in the USA than $1,200, not unobstructed waterfront. So I think that comparison, it's not clicking with some people.
yeah, I and I don't know what's going to make the click happen besides more time in country, right? And more education, more talking to people, more watching videos, etc. It's a hard thing to accept. I was talking to someone at the restaurant you took me to, and we were talking about Mexico City, and she couldn't believe that I'm paying what I pay in rent is comparable to what I would pay in the US. Like it did. She was like, pretty much like, you must be wrong. And I'm like, no, I know what I pay and I know what I would pay in the US. And the numbers are now, would I get the exact apartment I'm in the exact location I'm in for the same price in the US? Probably not, right? So it's probably like for what I'm getting, it's less, but it's still a lot of money.
Hmm.
So
Oh, one other thing that I think people are shocked at is a lot of people have the perception that they can just find a job in Panama. Like, I'll just move to Panama and work. They don't know that they're protected professions, and Panama is very serious about it. Like
Mm.
engineering is one of them. I am a civil engineer. I cannot work in Panama as an engineer unless I'm a citizen. They don't care that I was a director of wastewater operations and managed wastewater treatment for a city that had the population larger than the country of Panama. I cannot work here as an engineer. I can consult for an international company.
Uh-huh.
I cannot work for like the Panamanian utility, for example.
Even as a permanent resident, you can't work?
Citizen for the protected professions.
Okay.
Doctor, lawyer, engineer, accountant, I think nurses. There's some,
Okay.
but a lot of people are like, I'll just, because I was so good, I'm so good in the US, I'll just go to Panama and get a job. No, no.
I There's a weird thing happening where people, when we talk about Panama, a lot of times I hear people talking about Panama like it's the US's baby sister, little play cousin. And I don't think that's true in any more of a sense than it is true of any country around the world.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
Go for it.
A lot of people don't know the history between Panama and the US, number one.
Hmm.
So, whoever's moving here, I implore you to read the history between the two countries. Um, the USA occupied part of Panama for the whole operation of the building the canal and then until they turned it over to Panama. So 5 miles on either side of the canal, US territory. If you were born in there, you were American. John McCain. Was it John McCain? There's certain people born in there, American. During the canal operations, when it was being built, like my great grandfather came here from Jamaica to work for the Panama Canal Railroad, he was paid less
Yes.
than the white workers. The USA brought their Jim Crow racist ways to Panama. They helped to build certain things like bridges, some of the water sewer systems to support the canal. And the USA has joint like operations with Panama to protect the canal, um, drug operations, and general regional safety. So
Hmm.
there is a relationship between the two countries. So if anything threatens the canal, the USA is going to swoop in.
Yes.
That's in the treaty. So that is there. So I don't consider it, and they use the US dollar. Panama uses the US dollar. So there is a close relationship, but I don't feel like I'm in the US when I'm here. You're not in the US. And Panamanians will absolutely say we are not a baby cousin. We're
Right.
not related. Like
So the question that was asked on, I'm being generous when I say question, was a
okay.
comment.
There's a
The
comment.
comment that was made on my YouTube short where I said I was looking for questions for you. I said I was looking for questions, and she left a comment.
Okay.
That's okay. Said, I'm not interested in living anywhere in the sphere of US control. Baby, it's 2026. Where where are you living where the US isn't, first of all, I think you live in the US. So okay. But also, where are you living where the US isn't gonna put their finger on the scale, gonna attempt to change the results of an election, gonna interfere here, gonna interfere there. There's nowhere.
I think now it's more obvious,
Yes.
because
It's
it's on social
yes.
media.
It's 2026. You don't want to be anywhere in control in the sphere of the US control. Baby, go to Mars. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you because it's it's not like Panama and the US don't have a relationship, but the US has a relationship, good or bad, with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're bad, they're just gonna come in and bomb you, right? Like if the relationship is bad and they feel like you have something they want, they're just coming to take it, right?
Like it
So
says,
yes, there is a strong and historic relationship, but the idea that like it's a different relationship than what a lot of other countries have. I think is interesting when I hear people talk about it with Panama. Like, oh yeah, I think that's another reason the prices and the lack of Spanish surprise people because we're like, it's supposed to be just like the U.S. but cheaper. It's supposed to be, just the U.S. but so why isn't it just the U.S. but cheaper?
Yeah.
Yes. The Quietly Elsewhere says, Panama feels nothing like the U.S. in my opinion.
Hmm.
And then,
Especially once you leave the city.
yeah. Layla says, just looking at U.S. bases, you realize no region is untouched. Where don't we have bases?
In
Right?
the middle of the ocean.
Iceland, I'm sure we found a way. There's an underwater base somewhere we just don't know about. Iceland was just like, could y'all leave? And we were like, or was that Greenland? One of them lands. We like it here. We like, we don't want you here. Too bad. Like, okay. All right. Um, okay. Aileen says other channels have made comparisons between U.S. cities and Panamanian cities, which made me think of it being a duplicate of the U.S. But actually visiting made me change that mindset and enjoy being there. Yeah, it's not like I think it's I think it's hard to compare any black and brown city outside of the US with any city in the US because even the black and brown cities are generally white controlled a lot of times. And not that these cities in Panama aren't white Panamanian controlled, but the flavor is different, right? I don't know. Unless Aisha drags you to a restaurant but ain't got no flavor. And then,
Look, that was my first time, and I prefaced saying I wanted to try the food.
and now that you
The
tried the
part
food,
that says that. That part I didn't lie about.
you did
It
not.
was the
And
other
now
part. It was the other part. I lied about who's going to be there.
Aisha was like, so we're gonna get to the why you can't trust Aisha. You can trust her with Panamanian information. But if she tries to take you out and about with her, she was like, I'm going to an event. The young people are gonna be there.
Younger.
She said young.
I
She,
did. I
she said
switched.
young.
Okay.
The young. Let's I said, "Ooh, I want young people. I want to go." I show up. There might be 3 young Black American immigrants on the entire island.
There were
5? You saying
five.
5?
5. It was like one
I'm
of the.
saying on the entire in the entire island. There might be under 40, 45 and under, 50 and under. There might be 50 and under. I'll give 10 on the entire island.
There's a 30-year-old in my building.
Does she know she's in Panama?
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. And she's Black?
Yes. She's from
Okay.
Barbados.
Now I Sorry, it was very inside baseball. We met someone from Barbados, and I just knew I couldn't trust her food. And I was right.
You're
When I
right.
right, I was right. She didn't know what she was talking about.
No.
Okay,
Wait,
so
wait, 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 wait. So one other reason, like, so there are some things here, like you can find a hospital that's like John Hopkins affiliated, right?
yes.
So those types of things will make people feel like, oh, it's US-ish,
Mm-hmm.
but not when you really get to the nitty-gritty. It's not.
Okay. Uh Changing subjects real quick. Tina Lorano is 34 and she's moving to Panama. I think she said Panama City in 2 weeks. Congratulations, Tina. Do you know
Oh my gosh.
what am I gonna say, Aisha? What am I gonna say?
Do you know you're now going to be one of 11 on the island?
Okay, let's talk about the age
Okay.
of the Black Americans that you come in contact with in Panama.
Most of them are retirees, hands down. because Panama makes it so easy.
So
So
easy.
that's that, and it makes it's harder for those who aren't retired, especially now that they've changed some of the visas. So you're going to run into a lot of retirees. Sorry, my cat is just trying to knock over everything. You're going to run into a lot of retirees. Most of the events that I go to, they're going to be older people. I don't, okay, so I don't go out a lot. I'm an
Mm-hmm.
introvert, but they do have like young Black Panama groups, and I'm just not in them. I'm
Now
not.
that's what she told me she was taking me to.
No, 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 no,
And
no.
that was a lie. So I don't really trust these young black Panama
That
groups.
one was not a. I just said younger people. Young people were going to be at that event.
Okay. Well, Tina likes the olds.
She
So,
likes.
all right, Tina. Girl. Girl. Okay. So, real quick, TC Beam. So, Aisha and I spoke about this. I think I talked to you about this and not my other friend. I saw
Yes,
putting young people in Panama black there in the clubs.
and
I
I'm not.
think they're on vacation, right? The young black people in the clubs, are they
No, I
on
mean some
vacation?
of them are, but I mean there is a young crowd here, and they have a group. I'm just not in it, and I know they go out and they do things, but I don't club. I have yet to be. I have never gone to. Have I been to a club in Panama? I don't think I've been to a club in Panama.
Okay. TC Bean said they both live there and were on vacation.
Okay.
I wouldn't know because I didn't go to the club. I want to meet young people in the daytime. Where y'all at? Now here's my problem. I was just about to say, where's y'all knitting circle at? Why am I looking for young people to be hosting a knitting circle in the daytime? And this is why I end up with old people. This is why I end up with old people, and also because Aisha can't be trusted. She don't
Right.
know where the young people are. She don't know. Um,
Can I get
yes.
credit that the crowd was different? No. Okay. Jesus. No, it was a little different.
It was different, but it was like less friendly. Different. It was
That's just
younger, but also less friendly. Different groups. Different.
it was
We're
different.
off topic. We're off topic.
Sorry, 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 sorry,
Sorry.
sorry.
Um, PG Princess says I met a few youngish families when I was there. Yes, our friend of a channel at Rebecca moved there with her daughter. I know there are young people there. Where they at?
There are more couples moving here with their kids. I'm noticing that.
I think I'm going to make it my personal mission, one of my thousands of personal missions, because I feel strongly about this. Getting people between 18 and 55 to move to Panama on the pensionado visa. People who qualify. You got that? You got that $1,000? You got some kind of veterans benefit? Some
Do it.
take your ass to Panama, please. This is my personal mission. Serious. I'm serious.
I had a friend who moved here. I think she was 34 or 35 with a military disability, and she was a pensionado. Taking
Mm,
out that card, getting those discounts.
yes.
Maybe vet. They have a huge network for you guys. Huge.
Go. Go. Okay. Aileen says, for me, a downside of Panama City was the lack of anything to do outside of clubs, bars, and colonizer-centered museums.
Interesting. Um, so a lot of people, okay. A lot of people feel this way, depending on what you like to do, right? So you have to know what you like for entertainment, what's going to keep you happy, what's going to keep you engaged, what do you like to do, and does that country have it, right? A lot of people might prefer a Mexico City to a Panama City because Mexico City has more museums, right? Some people just went to the ballet the other day. Some people won't go to certain events because they don't understand what's going on. um, but I would say there's a big culture here around eating.
Okay. I could see that.
Yeah, that's
Um,
usually the only time I go out
all right.
for a
Just to
meal.
go eat.
Hmm.
Um, okay, switching gears again, because I like doing that. Let's talk about the quality and the price of utilities in Panama City. She's laughing, y'all. She already started laughing. What's
Okay.
so funny, girl?
When I get to one of the internet providers. Um, all right, so I'll start with electricity. This is
Mm-hmm.
going to be apartment dependent
Mm-hmm.
because, okay, so one thing, the electricity in Panama is not cheap. And there's like a monopoly.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like Naturgy, and there might be one other one. I don't even know.
Ooh, we have Naturgy too,
You
but
have
for
Naturgy?
gas. For
Ah,
we use, yeah.
okay, how good. So they have, okay. So like mine is Naturgy. I could pay $70 a month for electricity. I will use I don't have central AC. I have two inverter units, and I use my AC in my bedroom at night, the entire night, and I turn it off when I get up in the morning, and I have three fans running 24/7. It's ranged between 60 and $90 a month. The person
Okay.
next door to me, their bill might be $140, $50 because their wiring might be different. Their appliances might be older.
Okay.
Every unit is a condo. It is it's owned by someone. It's not owned by a
The
management
building.
company.
Yep.
Right. So did that owner invest in upgrading the wiring? Did they invest in better utilities? They're not paying the electricity bill. They don't care. Some people have run into issues if there's like a management company that's managing certain properties. They don't want to put the electricity under your name. They want to keep it under the other person's name. But then you can't apply the discount.
Oh, because you get a discount on utilities.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Um, oh, sidebar, I get these discounts as well because I'm disabled. So they give it to disabled people if you qualify. There was a whole
Okay,
process.
so not because you have a jubilato, but because
No,
you.
because I'm disabled, but I get the same percentages as the Jubilado people do.
Okay.
Um, internet. Everyone always asks about internet. It can depend again on your building. Like, does the signal reach your building? We have Tigo. There are certain providers. Some people hate one. It goes out every now and then. Um, some people use a Starlink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, some people use that. Um, when you're sorry, I think I just saw lightning. When you are searching for an apartment in Panama, ask for what providers are in that building or
Okay.
have access to that building, because that can change whether or not you want to live there or not. If some people need it like 24/7. Look, the internet goes out.
Okay.
Internet was out yesterday for a bloop, 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 bloop. Sometimes it's out for a couple of hours.
And how much are you paying for the internet?
47 a month
Okay. All right. Um,
or
that's
48.
helpful.
It's under 50.
All right. I was gonna ask a question. Utilities. Doop, boop, 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 boop. I lost it. It's okay. I find that utilities are one of the things that surprise people the most when they after they've made their move. You
You
gotta
can,
look. You gotta look into utilities.
you do. And it may change during the rainy season and the dry season, right? Um, some apartments you can get a nice cross breeze if you open up certain doors.
Mm-hmm.
Like people out like in Coronado and some other like Boquete, if they can have like the front door open and a window open, they get a cross breeze. They're not running the AC.
Okay. All right. Uh, Dawn Opal says, I live outside the city in a gated community, which includes a swimming pool and small outdoor play areas for children. I rented a 3 bedroom and 3 bath townhome for $580. Location, 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 because it's not what I'm paid.
Not what I'm paying. Like, But this, I'm glad Dawn said this because people hear this. They hear 3 bedroom, 3 bath, pool, gated 580, and then they come to Panama City and they're like,
Yeah,
right,
they cut off the I live outside the city.
right, right.
Okay. All right. So we have to combine those things, the location and the amenities, etc. Let's hit some. Let's see what's in the questions.
Can I look still?
You can look. Do you get a discount on attorney's fees with your? Well,
No.
no. Okay. Let's talk about Boquete. What do you know about it?
Boquete was the first place that I looked at when I was on my scouting trip.
Mm-hmm.
It is in the mountain towns. It's maybe a 6 hour-ish drive from Panama City. Um, it's cooler. Every like certain number, like 100 feet you go up, the temperature drops a certain amount of degrees. You can get. I went there after I was in Bocas del Toro, which is like a tropical island. I went to Boquete and I was freezing. Like I had to put on a sweatshirt. Okay. Um, Boquete wasn't for me because I'm a city girl. And I thought I would be bored like on day one, but a lot of people love it. And I think a lot of people are starting, I don't want to say starting to move there. Different types of people are starting to move there. That might have been there when I looked 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Um, Raven says, I keep hearing from certain YouTube channels that they're cautioning people from visiting Cologne. What would you say about that? I visited and had no problems with Cologne being a city dweller.
All right, so I'm going to be blunt. I feel like a lot of YouTubers, if the city, okay, the cities and areas in Panama that they tell you not to go to are predominantly black. A lot of them may have been descendants from the Caribbean. And there has been a lack of investment into those areas. So parts of Cologne, the city, will look like Cuba, Havana. That's the best that I can
Mm-hmm.
run down. They have parts that look like that right next to Casco Viejo, right? Looks completely different. That's another area they tell you not to go to, El Torrio. I've been to all of these places and I felt fine. I felt comfortable. Um, some of them may have a higher crime rate, but what I've noticed is in Panama versus the US, and this is going to sound weird, if they're coming to like get somebody, they're just coming to get that one person. They're not spraying the entire place where everyone's taken out.
It's
It's
very courteous.
listen, like
It's very, very polite.
like
Outside of the US,
like it's
violence is so targeted.
different. It's
Thank
different.
you.
Like it's just like, but I think Cologne gets a bad rap. And I'm biased because my grandmother was from there. It's changed. Once I think the canals, like the US pulled out, a lot of the money was centered around the US being there.
Okay.
And when they left, there was a lack of investment, certain crime. It's a port, all right? Any port cities, you're going to have drugs.
Okay. Um, you mentioned Shivers. Oh wait, she's not done. Go.
No,
Take it away. Take it away. You're in charge.
I have to. The best
Say
food
it.
is in
Uh-huh.
Cologne. The best
That's
food to me is in Cologne, hands down. That was it.
okay,
That was
because
it. No, no,
yeah.
no, no, no. The best it is. You might
Okay.
not like it because it's spicier. I like it.
Okay. All right. Every time I come, I've only been to Panama City twice, but when I leave the airport and head to my hotel, there is that area before the bridge or right after the bridge or whatever causeway. I don't know what it is, but there's the area where it's like tin roofs. It
Hmm.
feels like what's going on there? It's real shanty town shack situation,
It's, I know what you're talking about. When you're leaving the airport. Okay. And before you get to all the high rises,
but like right before, yes.
that's a fisherman's village.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that makes more sense. But
Yeah.
like, is it just the fishermen live here when they're going on a mission, or is it like their families live there and kids grow up there, etc.?
That I don't know.
Okay,
So some housing in Panama, what is it called when you just go in and you take over?
squatters.
Squatters. You can
Okay.
get a lot of squatters here. There are squatters' rights. There's a lot of abandoned property from people that went to the US and never came back, and their kids in the US don't know that someone's living on their land or whatever. And a lot of people may live in a like rundown building because they're not paying
Mm-hmm.
anything.
Okay.
Um, and they're not going to fix it up.
Okay. All right. That's good. Let's get to some of these YouTube questions from the YouTube comments. We're gonna go through them quickly. This is a speed round. Are you ready?
I don't know. Let's go.
But Joy Yoga says it's ability question. Is it possible to move with a parent who is on oxygen and a walker?
Yes. I actually saw that one, and I asked my doctor for contacts for people that can help with like oxygen. So, yes, you can do that. Now, being on a walker, I when I discuss the apartments, when I do apartment tours, you might have to walk into the bathroom with the walker sideways, right? Depending on the width of the walker, you may not be able to enter the closet or the bathroom door. You'll be able to get through the front door. Those are usually wide enough.
Hmm.
Um, Going into some of the rooms, you might have to kind of go in sideways.
Okay, that's I would have not thought about that. Thank you.
Hmm.
What cities and neighborhoods would you recommend in Panama?
What are they looking for?
Who knows?
Okay, so
That's the whole question.
and this was in Panama or like Panama
In
City
Panama.
in the country. Okay. Uh,
Pass.
no, no,
Okay.
you can do it. Mountain towns, cooler weather. You could do Boquete, like El Valle neighborhoods. If you want some beach town, gated communities, Coronado. Um, in Panama City, depends what you're looking for. You could have Coastal Este, which is higher. What's the word?
Elevation.
Higher end, more
Oh, her.
expensive.
Yes. Okay.
Their utilities are underground. It was one of the few planned communities in
Oh.
Panama City.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. In my quest for questions, we got this one. I've been and don't recommend it for posh Americans. Can you answer that question, please?
It's a comment.
I asked for questions
Oh,
and you wrote this.
okay.
So it must,
It's a
people can
question.
obviously read and follow directions. So it must be a question.
Okay. I don't know what their level of posh is because, again, I said they have Millionaire Island where you land in a helicopter.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm wondering about the chance of hurricanes in Panama.
Panama is below the hurricane belt. One of the reasons why I chose it. The part of Panama that borders Costa Rica may get an outer band, but
Mm-hmm.
in general, we're below the hurricane belt.
Okay. Tori has two questions. Let's start with the first one. Uh, Ask Aisha about use of Medicare and supplemental insurance from Panama. And then what cities are less than 25 minutes from Panama City? We're not going to answer number two because you can find that on Google Maps. We'll stop that. But question one, use of Medicare and supplemental insurance from Panama. That's, that's the question.
Okay. I'm not an expert in this because I don't have it,
Uh-huh.
but there are people here who use it. I know they've used it in emergencies, and I know like they've been reimbursed.
Mm-hmm.
If you contact Mike Kelly at Pacifica Salute, he works with a lot of people who have Medicare.
Okay. Thank you. Uh, is that Kelly spelled?
Kelly. and just Mike.
Pacifica. I don't know this man. I'm not vouching for him. I don't think she is either. I think she's just saying he has
Uh,
a.
I am.
You are vouching for him?
He's the reason why I'm here, to be
She's
honest.
vouching for Mike Kelly, y'all. I don't know that man. She's vouching for him. All right now. Thank you. Um, if someone wanted more information like that, how could they work with you to get that more information?
She's setting me up.
I am.
What's the date? I have to look at the date. I think it's
It's
starting August
the fifth.
19th. It's the 5th? Yes, Wednesday, August 19th, because it's my birthday week. I'm
Uh-huh.
starting after years my consultations.
Okay.
Well,
Now, go ahead. Go ahead.
so it'll be consultations on life in Panama, disability, dual citizenship, traveling with a disability, just your general questions. I am not a relocation specialist.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of companies that do that, but if you generally want to talk about life in Panama and all the things I just mentioned, I'm starting consultations on August 19th, and I will have the link posted in my YouTube and on my website.
Now, weren't those supposed to start this week?
What had happened
What
was
had happened? It's fine.
I looked
Pass.
at my calendar. No, it's
Uh-uh.
okay. I looked at my
Uh-uh.
calendar and I went to the doctor yesterday and I wasn't sure how that was going to go, if I was going to need surgery or not.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't finish it.
Mm-hmm. The way I'm about to WhatsApp her when this is over.
She's doing it now through her eyes. Yeah.
I am. I am.
But August
Smiley,
19th. It's out there. It's out there. It's out there.
August 19th.
I
Uh,
started it. I started it.
so the link is available.
I haven't posted it. I'm just finishing up what I want to say and I have to connect the stripe. And then it's
Y'all, if I forget
no, no,
and
no.
y'all go to her website on August 19th and it's not there, please message me so I can message her.
It'll be it'll be there.
Because she's like already like 4 years late to doing this. And now it's weeks. It was supposed to be this week. Now it's 2 weeks later.
Is it?
The 19th from the 5th.
Yes. I can tell you why. This is why. I only wanted to do it one day a week because I wanted control over my time. And I was
Mm-hmm.
going to do it on Wednesday, but next Wednesday I have to go to the US Embassy. So then I was like, why not start at my birthday week, the 19th?
Okay. Everyone else
What's in my head?
is a Mike fan. Mike
They
is
are.
great. He helped me set up at Panama Salute Hospital. We
Mhm.
toured the hospital, which was impressive. So if I wanted some medical tourism, would Mike be the kind of guy I would call? Or is it only if I'm planning on living there?
He might be able to point you in the right direction.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Um, okay. We've answered a lot of these questions so far. So, Coffee Brown, I now live in France and I'm thinking about going for citizenship in the future. Therefore, I can't leave for long periods of time. I heard you can just go to Panama for about a week, apply for residency, and then you can fly back out. You would just need to check in once a year. Is that true?
No. Okay, so it's a couple things. Depending on the residency, okay. Say, for example, when you have permanent residency in Panama, you do not have to live here. You
Mm-hmm.
just have to fly in once every 2 years. And there isn't a duration for how long you have to be in country.
Mm-hmm.
So once every 2 years. Some people will come, start the residency process, leave, but then you have to come back to finish it.
And how long does the residency process normally take in country?
Depending on which one you're going for, it could be anywhere between 3 to 6 months.
Okay, so that's for someone like her who can't be gone that long. She would have to leave and then come back.
Yeah, leave and come back.
Okay.
Like I came and I went back and forth.
Okay. Um, what visas are available for those who are not yet old enough to retire to receive a pension, Social Security? We already talked about that. And that the pensionado visa isn't tied to age. The visa itself is not tied to age. All right. Can you guess who asked this question if you haven't already seen it? You know I love Aisha. Please ask, what was something she was surprised to learn about herself after rest/burnout recovery that would not have been uncovered if she'd stayed working/living in the States?
I'm going to say it is control over my time.
Okay.
Like it's control over my time and my desire for peace. I think when I was working in the States, you were conditioned to be in a high stress mode all
Mm-hmm.
the time. And my job was like 24, it felt like it was 24/7 because people don't stop flushing their toilet. So I always felt like I was on call. Like she's like,
I
yeah.
hadn't thought about that. Yes.
During COVID, I still had to go to work.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I feel like once I was able to decompress here and work through my depression and kind of find my new identity, not being a director,
Mm-hmm.
I value my time and my peace like more than anything right now.
Okay. I was looking for a question in the old comments, but it's actually here. Voices by Shawan Brown. I have an adult son on the spectrum. Can he get residency under the pensionado visa with my spouse?
That I would say you have to talk to an immigration attorney. I don't know if that qualifies for dependent.
Okay. All right. Thank you. If she told you that he was a disabled son that relies entirely on her for support, like physical support and things,
I
that
would
would,
I would think so, but I don't want to. I would
right.
say talk to an immigration attorney, but to me that's a dependent.
Okay. All right. Um, what is, this is a great question for you.
Oh gosh.
No, what is the potable water situation in Panama? Are the drought issues, right? Are the drought issues, she's the water lady, the good
I,
water and the bad water. Are the drought issues that affect canal operations also impacting drinking water supply?
okay, I'm gonna have to remember all of this. What was okay? What's
What is the it's
potable
basically the
potable
same
water?
potable
So,
water.
I drink tap water here.
Hmm.
Um, at restaurants, I will drink bottled or tap water. I have a filter on top. I filter the tap water in my house. Um, outside of the city, I think it depends on the location. There's an area like Bocas del Toro, absolutely no tap water, bottled water. There are some areas in Panama Oeste where some people may have issues getting constant drinking water. So a lot of people may use well water, right?
Okay.
But generally, Panama City, if the water is going to be shut down, they will let you know in advance and they'll let you know what day and the hours. And most of the buildings here have emergency water storage tanks.
Okay, that's helpful.
Drought operation. So the Panama Canal Authority manages the balance between drinking water and the water for the Panama Canal.
Hmm.
Mhm. So when there's a drought, they will ask people to conserve. They'll put that happened a couple of years ago. It's happened once since I've been here. And they have to balance between the water that's used for the canal and drinking water.
Okay. You're back in the comments, aren't you? Get out of the comments. Uh-huh.
I closed
I
it.
saw that. I
You
saw
saw,
I
you
saw
saw
your
it?
eyes doing that.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I just closed it.
We gonna get there. Slow. See, I
It's just
want to
so,
be in control,
it was
and
so,
she
it's so
wants to be in control. You see this? This fight? All right. Um, is Panama single mom friendly? Can a single mom find a tribe there?
there's a whole group. Yes, you can. There are a lot of single mothers moving here. They have groups for families, but yes, you will have a tribe. Who was the person you interviewed that came?
Re-
Was she single?
Rebecca?
I don't remember. She came with a child. Was she single?
Yes. She was,
Okay.
as far as I know. But we black women don't be putting our
We
business on
don't.
it.
Yeah, you're right.
Are you single?
We're doing
Exactly.
like
Exactly. Let's keep going with these questions. Please let me know what community group I can join before I get there to start building a community and also connections.
Hmm. All right. Oof. All right. Black expats in Panama, single women retiring abroad, Black women expats in Panama, then butlers. Who else? Black Panama Connect, young Black expats in Panama. I'll say it again. Young Black expats in Panama. There's a whole bunch. I think that's six. That can get you started.
Okay. Um, I love that. Okay, so I'm really enjoying that I just get to say the words that are these questions and someone else has to answer them. Because I want y'all to know. eh, Never mind. How much do you need to retire there? What are some U.S. comforts that would have to be sacrificed in Panama? Which neighborhoods/areas do you recommend for a dink couple?
Dual dual income, no.
No kids.
Okay. Uh, okay. I see what you did there. That's hard for me to answer without knowing your tastes, your quality of life, your standards. Like, if you go back to what Rashida said earlier with Shirley and Barbara, it depends on what you're looking for. But two incomes, I'm assuming they're good, no kids, have at it. Like, you will be comfortable. You will be
Okay.
comfortable. And
Um,
neighborhood, you have to get here and figure that out.
how much do you need to retire there?
It's just
You try to skip these questions.
like,
Y'all, okay, when you guys, friends,
please,
fam,
are you to me?
you need to ask if you want a question like that answered, you have to give us more information because that answer is going to vary depending on the lifestyle you want. Um, because you're not asking how much money do you need to have in savings in order to get a retirement visa. That's an easy question to answer, and that there is no number for that, right? It's just the monthly income, in Panama, but we can't tell you how much it's going to cost to live your life.
No, and also like how you live your life. Like, do you need to have a big savings account for emergencies, or are you out here just whatever happens happens, right? We can't answer that for you.
We want to answer your questions. The more specific they can be, like Coffee Brown's question about not being able to leave France, lots of information, but it made us able to answer her question. All right, two questions. Can you get a license if you don't have one in the US? Two, what towns are best for golf cart life or ATV being driven on the streets? I want value driven life. I want to know what you've been up to. That you don't have a driver's license, but you're trying to golf cart and ATV around in your new town. What you been doing? What's going on with you?
All right, so I believe if you do not have a US driver's license, you'll have to go through the normal, like, first timer license in Panama, which is going to include taking the test. I'm going to assume it's in Spanish. I don't know, but you're going to have to take a driving test here.
Okay.
ATV life, you're not going to want to do that in Panama City, and I don't even
Right.
know if it's legal.
Um,
I'm going to put a disclaimer out because it's lightning. So if I start freezing, you know why. It would be the internet.
all right. I want to say another thing about questions on the internet. Love y'all. I really do. I mean it. I love y'all. It helps to ask questions. If you want a really good answer, ask people who've had that experience. The best answers are going to come from people who have lived that experience. So we can't really ask Aisha about kids. She may have seen some kids. She may have said hi to some kids. But as far as I know, she don't have any secret kids that she's raising down there and putting in schools, right? So ask people with, anyway, the question. Hello, I would like to know how easy it is to become a resident and the process of moving with a dog.
Okay. How easy it is to become a resident depends on how well you put your paperwork together that the attorney requires. So all immigration in Panama, you have to hire a Panamanian attorney. You cannot do it on your own.
Mm-hmm.
So you contact an attorney, they'll tell you what's needed, get everything together, triple check, and then hand it over, and it should be relatively easy. Moving with the dog, it depends on the size of the dog and the time of the year. They may not allow dogs in cargo during the summer because it's too hot. I moved down here with two cats and it was hell, but I got them here. So it's doable, and they have some companies that will assist you with moving your pets.
Okay. Question for you. Do you refer people to any immigration attorney
I have,
online, publicly like this?
yes,
Uh,
I will send you a list and I let people choose. I like people to research
don't
where,
do not send me a list.
okay,
Y'all go to Aisha's channel. She got a video. Don't send me a list. I'm
okay.
not
I was just gonna put it copy paste. I'll do it.
I'm not put it
Now
go to her she got the resources. Go to her channel.
I think it's on my channel. It's okay. There's a bunch.
Okay. All right. So yes, you'll see them over. Is there a specific video you put that in or a post or what's your plan? Are they already over there an existing video you could just drop into the
No,
chat and send to me?
I'm just gonna put it in the chat now.
You see how she don't listen to me?
I don't. Sorry. Is there a what?
I think I think I'm hosting an interview on my channel. Little did I know Aisha was allowing me to spend this time with her, and this platform is just a vehicle for a V. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Put it in the chat, whatever. I don't even care anymore. Um, okay, we're going to Wolf and Palm says thank you subscribing. Uh
Oh God, do y'all hear that?
no.
Okay. Just
Is
rain.
that is that hail or is it hard rain?
It's no, I was like, is it? Yeah. I think
Mm,
it's hard rain.
I just heard it. Yeah. Best Panamanian towns for artsy dash writer slash nerdy types who need theater and live music.
I don't know that. I would say you might get more theater, and it depends on the live music, right? You can get a lot of live music in Panama City. You can get live music in like the Coronado area. I just don't know the variety of the Coronado area. I don't know of an artsy town.
Oh, that was loud. All right. Um, is it possible to move around moderately okay with a wheelchair?
Okay. These streets are not made for anything. um, I believe, okay, I've seen people in wheelchairs, people navigate in wheelchairs. Some of the ramps
Mm-hmm.
may be steeper than what you're used to in the US. Panama is not ADA friendly. Um, every sidewalk may have a different pattern. So one might be nice and smooth. One might have some grading that I've heard to help blind people. So like
Mm-hmm.
it's hard for me to walk on that one. It might be bumpy if you're in a wheelchair. Um, and not every building is really wheelchair accessible. Like some of the bathrooms that I've entered, It's larger, but the place to hang your bag might be out of reach. Or the toilet paper roll is like way behind you and not next to where you would be like need to access it. So it might be harder for you to navigate Panama in a wheelchair than the US. People do it, but I would say come here and test it out yourself. I'm not
Okay.
in a wheelchair, but anytime I'm in a place, I try to think as if I'm in a wheelchair, and
Sure.
it's not friendly to me.
Okay. All right. Um, we're gonna go back to the live questions here. I want y'all to know that I am an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit.
Uh-oh.
So, Cho Mary, I don't. I'm gonna take the love this show so far as a compliment and then extrapolate that to your use of the word interesting. I'm gonna say that was complimentary because I don't know what else it could be. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your kind words. I appreciate you. All right, but back to the questions. Um, I'm considering living on Avenida Balboa. Is the noise 24/7? Is it intolerable?
What are you used to? I've always lived in a major city. So 24, okay. It depends on what part of Avenida Balboa you live on. If you live before the hospital, you're going to hear more ambulance sirens. If you live near a stoplight, you're going to hear the cars honking as soon as the light changes, right? It depends where you live. I happen to live across the street from a parking lot where on Thursday nights they do these racings. So they're revving their engines at like 9, 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night.
It sounds fun.
No, it's not. So it depends on, and also what side you're facing. Are you facing the water or the city? The city side might be quieter.
Okay. All right. Um. Okay. Thank you. Uh. When is the rainy season and how is it during that time?
I'm in the rainy season right now. It's not 24/7. Um, there are some days where it might rain all day, but that's rare. To me, it's like a hard downpour and then it might stop. Um, it's to me, it's not intolerable. I actually like it. It I like watching the clouds roll in. I like watching the lightning.
Okay. All right. Can you read the words on the screen? Because if you can't, we can move on to the next question.
I can read
Okay.
it. I think so. One, I don't like dating. I don't really date. But what I've heard is it depends. A lot of people have had to change their standards.
Hmm.
Okay. So there are a couple of things. What are you looking for? Are you looking to date African American men? Are you looking to just date black men in general? Are you looking to date whoever, right? Depends what you're looking for. If you remember that the average Panamanian salary is $600 a month, are you okay with that? Are you okay with, say, for example, the person who worked at the hotel that she met, if it was a male, female, whatever, works 6 days a week and they only have one day off? I have seen more American men marry Panamanians. I have not met a female who's married a Panamanian man yet. Um, I have seen there are a lot of expat couples that have met here and either have gotten married or dating. So
Hmm.
Black expat couples have paired up. I also think it depends on your age group. I can't speak for the 30, 20, 30, 40s. I don't know what it's like out there. I've heard the dating apps can be like trash. A lot of people might be in town looking for fun. Um, The other thing is there's a lot of plastic surgery here. You're getting a lot of people that come from Colombia, Brazil, a lot of places where there's plastic surgery. Prostitution is legal here. So there's a lot of visually pleasing people that are competition.
Okay. All right.
Does that make sense?
That did. That did. Thank you. Randomly, I'm in Colombia right now, and I saw what I believe is my first male BBL this morning at breakfast. I was like, oh,
Really?
yes.
I've
Let's
never
get
seen
some
one.
parity out there.
I've
Yes.
never seen. Wow.
I hadn't either.
How did it look?
I could tell it was a BBL.
Okay.
So, yeah. I said, okay. All right. Yeah. I I have thoughts about the body work that I'm seeing in this part of the world.
Mhm.
But I also like to mind my own business, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to do that. All right, we've answered your question about dating. I think we did a good job. You did a good job with that.
Thank you.
Uh, let's see. Ba-doop, ba-doop, ba-doop. Is YouTube a hobby or business now? Will you ever get a 9 to 5 or are you officially retired?
I never, ever, ever, ever want to get a 9 to 5 again. Couple reasons. I like controlling my schedule and my time now. I don't ever want to have to answer to anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my body is failing me. So I don't think I could sit for hours. Like my back hurts. Like I have a yoga thing here that I prep for my back. My hip flexors start to get sore. So my body has changed since I've moved here. The perimenopause and cerebral palsy and aging.
Ooh.
I don't think I could do a 9 to 5 ever again. YouTube is no longer a hobby. I am slowly turning it into a business, not at the rate that Rashida would like me to, but
I'm just saying, you said you was gonna do a thing and you didn't
I,
do a thing.
look,
I'm
I,
just
I
saying.
started, I started, I started, I started. um, but I'm slowly analyzing my channel. I'm seeing what options there are for me to grow it into a business. I have learned that you cannot rely on just AdSense alone. That's not a good business model for anybody. You want to be able to funnel your YouTube audience to something else. Um, but I was able to analyze it and grow my AdSense to a level where I was like, oh, okay, this can happen.
Okay. AdSense is really a hater. Y'all
Listen,
think we're on YouTube, so we're just rolling in the money. And I have to let you know, it's not like that.
no, my trainer said someone was like, oh, Aisha's YouTube rich. I was like, I am? I didn't know I was YouTube rich. Like, where did
YouTube
this
Rich is actually like
like,
pretty
yo,
poor.
like,
Pretty
like,
poor.
what is
But listen, the Jamaicans,
Mhm.
everywhere they go. Okay, but thank you for answering that question.
Mhm.
Let's see. Restore Your Passion asks, my daughter and I are both disabled veterans. She had a stroke last year. We are in the recovery phase. She's under 40. We would like to be close to medical facilities. Is Panama City best?
Absolutely the best. I wouldn't recommend you live anywhere else if you have those issues.
Okay. All right. That's helpful. Y'all, what haven't we talked about here? Aisha's stubborn.
Control freak.
I actually wasn't even gonna say that one. I was just gonna
Ow.
move to
Oh, sorry.
a little bit untrustworthy. Okay, John wants your hair and skin secrets. He says he's a guy, but I'm like, is a white guy asking you for your hair secrets? John, is that
Thank you. I don't know. I think I got it from my mom.
Okay.
I'm trying to learn what to do because it's starting to change, and I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like it. I'm like, what do I need to take?
Where is
But
the magic pill?
like,
Where
you
magic pill? Um, all right.
know what?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. No.
My friends have said since I've moved to Panama, I'm like Benjamin Buttons, like I'm aging backwards. And I
Since you
think,
moved out of the US,
yes,
truly.
like,
Since you moved, because it happens to so
yes,
many Black women where we're
yes,
like, oh, we got the weight of all of that crap off our shoulders.
yes.
Thank you. All right. Nope, that's not the question. This is the question. How are Panamanians and Black expats feeling about Trump's comments about wanting to control the canal?
Panamanians are like, try if you want. That's how they feel. Like they are very proud of having control of the Panama Canal for it's been 20, was it 20 years, 25 years? I think it's 20
Mhm.
years. They have done an expansion project for the Panama Canal that the US had nothing to do with, where it now allows for the larger vessels that the world uses now. Um, and they have other plans to expand like reservoirs and things of that nature. For the USA to actually take back control of the canal, I, there would have to be an invasion, and I don't see how they would physically be able to do that.
Mhm. I think so. We were having this conversation about Mexico earlier this year, Adelia and I, because of what he was saying about the border and coming in, like when they were actively moving signs south in some places. And I'm like, I don't think people understand how willing people from other countries, especially smaller countries, are to die for the country. Right? Like they they are will like if it's a ground invasion, they're much more like the US may be more equipped, but the people in these countries are generally much more willing to die for the pride of the country. And that's something that America does really in a fake way, right? Like lots of American flags, but you're not trying to send your son to war, right?
No.
Like you're like let other people's children die in war. The way I'm like, you don't the North Mexico border, you don't want to fight there, right? You don't want to fight at the canal. Because also, a fight at the canal means what ships are going through, what's happening during the time when it's become a war zone. I don't know. I don't know.
There's some artwork that I've seen that said like F Trump.
Hmm.
There's some artwork where it's like no invasion. There are also Panamanians that are Trump supporters.
Hmm.
You have the gambit here. I
Yes.
don't want people to move down here and think that there aren't supporters. There are throughout Latin America.
Everywhere. It
Throughout
don't
Latin.
make sense to me, but they're everywhere you go. But back to questions. Y'all, have you liked this channel? Have you subscribed to this channel? Please help me reach Aisha's YouTube rich status. Please help me reach YouTube rich by subscribing. Maybe watch the videos, turn on
Like it,
notifications,
share
like
it,
this video, share this video with friends that are thinking about Panama. Please and thank you. Look, they're both here in the evening doing our work.
take two.
Take two. All right. Gerounds from Instagram says, my question is the cost of healthcare for senior. I'm gonna ask her a question for her. I heard you can't get private insurance after age 72. Is that true?
Sorry, I saw that one and
Hmm.
I had to look it up. It is not true.
Okay.
They have, let me see if I can find it. They have, let me stop lying. Let me just look for it. Uh, Can we go to the next one and then I'll come back to that? Unless you have,
Sure.
thank you.
Um, do, 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 do. To get to the nicer beaches outside of Panama City, is it possible to get to them via the new train, or do you have to take the boats or ferries?
Nicer beaches. Okay, to me, the nice, I'm a beach snob. So, no, you can't get there by train. You're gonna have to drive to someplace and then take a boat or drive to the beach. You're gonna then hop on a boat to get to an island
Okay.
for the nicer.
Okay. Um, all the questions are about visas, and we've covered them. Let's see. Let's see. Let's come back to what we have here. Kat wants to know if Panama City is kind of boring, but Kat, I think you came in late because we did talk about things to do in Panama earlier. Um, she also wants to know about Bocas del Toro.
Bocas del Toro. I have to go back to. I liked Bocas, but I was there right after COVID, so it was just opening up. You have a lot of descendants there from the Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear patois there.
Mm.
Um, they have a lot of islands that you can go to. It's a it's a province, and then they have the islands. So a lot of people
Okay.
just talking about the islands when they say
Mm-hmm.
Bocas del Toro. Um, you can find a lot of like over the water bungalows. You can find a lot of like bars and parties. You can find some resorts that you won't hear anybody else. I want to go back to Bocas. It can give you a Caribbean feel in Panama.
Okay, that's nice. Thank you. Thank you
Mhm.
for sharing. All right, let's see. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. What's your favorite beach since you're a beach snob? Favorite beach in Panama?
It would probably be somewhere in Cologne or San Blas. It's not per se a beach. It's like just islands. San Blas.
Okay.
And that's the Guna Yala. It's really called Guna Yala. And that's an indigenous group here, and they control that region.
Mm, okay. Um, what are the options for healthcare for retirees over 65 and those under 50? I read that question wrong. Options for healthcare for retirees over 65 and those under 50. Y'all don't care about 50 to 65? Interesting.
I'm looking, I'm still looking up the one for over 70. Um, it can be harder to get healthcare after a certain age. That's anywhere, but they do have some plans that are related to certain hospitals where you can get healthcare if you're over 70. Um, a lot of people don't necessarily have healthcare here if they're under 50 or under 60 because it's so affordable to North Americans. You can pay out of pocket for a lot of things where it might become expenses if you have a surgery, right? Um, which is why a lot of people like to have a lump sum in their savings. But okay, you can get insurance after 74. Family medical care will accept you up to 79, and Hospital Santa Fe at any age.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. What else we got? Eileen didn't see any public beaches in Panama City. Are a lot of beaches private?
No. Um, no. Panama City doesn't have beaches. So like the Bay of Panama was polluted with wastewater years ago. So
You wouldn't want to go in that water anyway?
that water. You can take a ferry to Toboga, which is really close to the city, and get in that water. It's public. You're just going to pay for the ferry. You might
Okay.
have to pay for a chair, right? But it's a public beach. And Veracruz, there's another public beach. It's not that far outside of the city.
Okay. Tall TZ wants to know if I didn't live directly in Panama City, but on the outskirts, could I get around easily without a car?
Yes, you could use like Uber or InDrive.
Okay.
But it
But you would
depends on
still need
where.
to be in a car.
Right. It depends. Yeah,
It's
it
not
depends.
walkable.
No.
Okay. Um,
I mean, people use public transportation. I don't, right? But people use public transportation.
is there a specific reason you don't that you'd like to share with us?
Uh, the times that I'm going outside, I'm usually running errands, and it's hard for me to walk with a lot of bags. So I rather just hire a private driver that waits for me
Hmm.
or will help me. Um, and I don't recall if all of the buses, in the US, they'll go down to help you
Hmm.
step up. I don't recall if they do that here or not. I've only taken it once.
Okay. Is the dental care exceptional? Is dental and vision insurance separate from medical?
I don't know the answer to that. I pay out of pocket. So I went to a dentist in Costa del Este because I had an issue with my mouth. I think he did 2 or 3 X-rays. He examined stuff and he charged me $35.
Okay. All right. That's nice. I'm trying to see if there are any questions that we haven't. Can you read that one?
Is this your secret alias?
It is not. I do not have a burner, but I'm writing it right now. I don't.
I will be starting August 19th. And I will post the link on social media and on YouTube for my Candidly to start consultations August 19th.
If she sends me the link, I'll try to share it on my platforms as well. Because the way I was like, Aisha, you're not gonna give me no link. You're not. You're just not gonna give me no link. And she was like, that's exactly how she sounded.
It was.
And now it's 2 weeks later. She didn't have it on Sunday, but she was gonna have it this week. So I was like, Wednesday we'll have a link. Still ain't got
Look,
no.
I literally started it. I'm proud of myself for starting it. You don't, this is a big deal for me to give up my time. I have to give up my time for a day. But no, I'm excited that I figured out a way to do it and I'm comfortable with it. So I will send the link.
Sure. It's gonna be like I was gonna say August. It is August. It's gonna be like December when I get a link. 'Cause I told her people will want to work with you.
You
You're full
did.
of information.
You did.
And Gigi proved that I was right. I like saying I'm right. Just Mary wants to know how stark is the difference in the healthcare quality and response times between the private hospitals in Panama City and the public clinics in more rural expat hubs like Boquete or Pedasi.
So we can I share our Panama clinic experience?
Yeah.
Okay, so we both went to the same clinic for issues. And we had 2 totally different experiences. We had 2 different doctors. So I'm going to say it's doctor dependent. Um, response times, my general practitioner will respond to me as soon as he's available. He's responded to me at night. He's responded to me um, on Sundays. He's even responded to me when he was boarding a plane when I wasn't even one of his clients yet. So I think it depends on the doctor. I cannot speak for rural expat hubs like Boquete or Pedasi. Um, I'm gonna go back to it's doctor dependent, but if there's an emergency and you're in Boquete and Pedasi and the hospital in David cannot handle it, you're gonna be taken to Panama City.
Okay. Um, my experience at the exact same clinic was different. I could not get anyone to respond to me for like 6 hours when I was telling them I was having an urgent issue. I got response, but I had the hotel call and speak to someone in Spanish. And then they're like, "Oh, you needed something?" And I'm like, "I was writing to you on WhatsApp, and you weren't even responding to me." Anyway, all that to say, I had a healthcare experience in Panama. I don't want to repeat that experience. Um,
So I went to the doctor yesterday and I went with my medical records all the way back from 1983. He sat there and read it in front of me. I was like, do you need to make a copy? He's like, no, no, no. He literally read the whole packet going back to 1983.
how long did he spend with you during that appointment?
About 45 minutes. He looked at my x-rays. He looked at my gait analysis. He was like, I have arthritis in my knees. And he was like, he's sending me to a doctor to see if Botox will help. If Botox is
Oh,
not for my knee, it's my hip, it's my abductor.
uh-huh.
So tight, he thinks it's making my leg turn in.
Okay.
So if the Botox does not work, I'm gonna need surgery.
The Botox is gonna work. The Botox is gonna work. It's gonna be magical. Magical. Okay. Thoughts on Boquete? Heard the weather and slow pace are amazing.
Okay, I have to read this again. Thoughts on Boquete, Panama. Okay, I think it depends what you're looking for. The weather is much cooler. You're gonna have more breezes. Their rainy season is more intense than it is in Panama City. So be aware of that. Yeah, it's a mountain town. It's gorgeous. I love visiting Boquete. I couldn't live there, but I love visiting.
Okay.
And the people that do live there, they enjoy it. Any
Is
tips on the remote? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
oh
What about?
sorry. Is Boquete more walkable? Or is it walkable?
Uh, I think it depends on the person. I don't remember there being a lot of sidewalks when I was there.
All
But
right.
again, I was driving around. Yo, I don't walk a lot. I don't walk a lot.
Okay. Um, what is something we haven't talked about as far as Panama goes?
Hmm. Safety? Did we talk about safety?
We didn't talk about safety. Let's talk about safety.
Let's talk about safety. You know, when you leave the US and they're like, is it safe in Mexico? Is it safe in Panama? And you're like, there's no mass shootings. Like I'm not looking over my shoulder. Like I feel a lot safer here than I did in the US. There was a mugging that took place like half a block away from me that like made me pause. So I was like, it was caught on a security camera and it was like it was excessive to me. But like immediately the police were out like patrolling for like the next week or two. Like I don't really see them now, but there was an immediate response and they found the people that did it.
Okay.
uh, I feel safer here for numerous reasons. Like even the police here, I feel like I'm treated differently. I'm not like, okay, so the first time I moved, I no, when I was scouting, there was a checkpoint and I was like, ugh. Like I instantly tensed up. I was like, oh my God. They're like, no, no, no. Like, don't worry. They're just gonna ask for my ID. They're looking for people. And I was like, okay. But I realized how my body reacted
Mm-hmm.
to a police interaction. And I didn't realize it was ingrained in me. Now I'm like, hola, like I'll wink to the police, I'll wave, I'm talking to them, they talk back. It's helpful. I'll ask for directions, whatever. It's a completely different experience than I had in the US. And I'm saying that for someone who had two uncles that were like detectives. And I grew up hanging out in like a police station after school.
Mm.
So I feel safer here.
Living abroad, I have to constantly remind myself that like all cops are bad, right? Right? Like, yes, they're so friendly, but also, right? Like they're not the obvious baddies.
And some Panamanians might have a different experience than I do,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
And we have to acknowledge the American privilege,
absolutely.
right?
Absolutely. Okay. So you feel safe. We've talked about your cost of living, or at least your housing expenses. We've talked about Barbara and Shirley's cost of living. Visas you can get. Who should not move to Panama City? Strong feelings on this one.
Because I feel like people are starting. So I've noticed a difference in some of the type of people that are moving here than might have been moving here 4 years ago. You might have had more of the planners 4 or 5 years ago.
Mhm.
Now you have people that are like, I just need to leave the US and I'm going to try Panama. And they didn't necessarily research it. So coming here expecting it to be like the US, don't move to Panama. It's not the US. Um, don't come here with the typical US tourist mentality because you're now going to make it bad for those of us that don't have that and
Mhm.
who have made an effort to integrate and create relations with Panamanians, and you don't want to be a part of the gringos, right? Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Please don't move here if you want to act like you're on a resort and people here to serve you.
I find it in Mexico City. I find it challenging, even like the tourists. Like, dog, you making me look bad. Like, what? This energy? They're gonna associate this energy with me, and I'm just out here trying to speak Spanish and eat tacos. Like, what? Out here being wild, and these people's yeah, like it's hard, you know, as Black people, we have we typically as a group take on the burden of every single one of us, right? Like that Black person is like a representative of this Black person, even if we've never met before. Because, white people don't generally, have not historically differentiated between one or the other, right? Um, and so I'm more sensitive to that in Mexico than I am in the in the US, I'd be like, whatever, right? Like, I don't care about people judging me based on what one person, but it's fine. In Mexico, for some reason, I'm more sensitive to that. And I think it's because there's less representation, right? And so it's not just like Black people. It's like, if you know I'm American, you're going to put me in that American box.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Every time I talk to someone who finds out I live there and they ask me, one of the immediate questions is if I live in one of like two very, very touristy expat areas. I want to fight every time. You think I'm that. You think I'm out here struggling with my Spanish trying to talk. I'm not. If I was that, I wouldn't be here, right? I wouldn't be. That's the box I don't like being in. Is like the American. I don't like being in the American tourist box.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is that a box that exists in Panama?
Mm-hmm. I think there's just the gringo box.
Do you? Do you think you're in it more than you're out of it? Do you think people put you in it more than they assign you out of it?
I think it's a bit different because I intentionally let them know right away my grandmother was from here. Like I
Oh.
wanted,
You'd be like wearing a patch with like my
like
grandma.
like 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 I
So
tried
Panamanian is what you're doing
immediately
all
because
day.
my Spanish is not. I speak Spanglish,
Hmm.
but I immediately am like, yeah, yo era de Nueva York, pero mi abuela era de Colón, C3, and I put up the sign for Colón, right? And
Okay.
they're like, oh, okay, da, 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 da. And then like,
Okay.
so I try to open. I'm breaking that box. Now, how they perceive that in their head, I don't know.
So I may need to make up a
Make up a
Mexican
grandmother. Like,
ancestor. My great grandmother was from Monterey.
hmm
Done.
like,
Listen,
and
but
and
so the problem I would have with that is that immediately that would start a longer conversation that I want to have at any one point in Spanish.
it's. I feel like it's a necessary evil, so I'm not putting that box.
Okay. All right. That box is so
It
ugly.
is. It
You're so
is. Like I don't want
ugly.
to be in it. Like,
Leave me alone. I'm one of you. Soy chilanga. Like what are we doing? But
like this isn't. Hold on. This isn't Panama, but I can say like if I go to any other country that's of my like heritage, like,
oh
did you see
girl.
that?
That lightning coming for you. It's in your apartment.
Like that was like right there. Um, um, like you're not really from Jamaica,
Right.
or like if I'm in
You
Senegal,
from foreign.
I'm foreign. Like, you didn't grow up with, okay, okay, okay. So it's in Panama, even though I didn't grow up here, they may not see me as Panamanian. They're like, come on. Like I feel like
Yeah.
there's more of a,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying?
Okay. As opposed to like in another place where they may try to highlight the differences.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So when I was sidebar and then probably getting you out of here because that lightning is coming for you. I hate to tell you, I think you need to hide under your bed or something because that
Like
was
this is
crazy.
this is listen.
That was crazy. When I moved to Jamaica when I was 8, and when I moved to Jamaica, I wasn't Jamaican, right? Like I was American, and then I moved back to America, and now I've been there 2 years. I have an accent now. I can't like the accent is just there. I'm not putting it on. It's just 2 years when I was 8. You know what I mean? Like you only have so much language skills when you're 8,
Yeah.
and now I'm foreign, right? I'm Jamaican. I'm not American, and it was I think really eye opening about being an immigrant in like and how people will really go out of their way to try to other you unnecessarily. Like you in front of my grandma's house telling me I'm not Jamaican. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. That's
I
fine.
This is a whole nother conversation. But it's one, I feel like it's one that needs to be had. I never felt like I belonged in the US.
Hmm.
I think one because my name, they're like, "Are you Chinese? Like, what is this? Like, what are you?" And I'm like, "It's
Hmm.
from Senegal. Are you sure you're not Chinese?" I'm like, "It's from Senegal." And then they're like, "Well, you're not really black." I was like, "What? What? Like, no, you're like Senegalese, Jamaican, Panamanian. You're not really black." And I was like, "I'm pretty sure I'm black." Like, and black, you're mixing ethnicity and race. And I was born in the US. I have a US passport. My mom was born in the US. But I was like having a diverse background and being first, second generation, I was always like you don't fit in any of these boxes.
Long time ago. We're reached the story hour, y'all. Long time ago,
Sorry.
I dated a guy and he told me we were dating for a while. I wasn't black. I'm not black. I'm Jamaican. And I was very young. I was a teenager, so I didn't realize it at the time. But what it really meant was he ain't like black girls. But he could find an exception
Oh, because you were
for
Jamaican.
me. There was something that was different, right? So it wasn't that like he was breaking his black girl rule. I don't know if there's really a rule. I don't think there was a formal rule, but I do think there was an informal, unconscious one. Yeah, I was like, when he said that, I was like, I don't even understand what that. And then I was like, later on, I was like, oh, I get it. I get it. You don't date black girls. But that's not a me thing. That's a you thing. Like, I can't,
Mhm.
I can't. Therapy. This was a black guy. This was a black person who said that.
Mhm.
That's why therapy. If it was not a black person, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't have been anyway. Woo! All right. Because we're gonna get back on topic in a second. But the what I also think is interesting now is the foundational black Americans who are showing up. Every time I talk about black Americans, now I was not born in America. My parents were not born in America. No one in my family has ever been born in America. That's not like a direct, what are those? Family, yes. No one in my nuclear family has been born. That's not the word. You know the word.
I know what you're doing.
Um, they'd be like, "Why are you worried about what Black Americans are doing? You're not even one of us." And I'm like, "I'm Black, and I've lived most of my life in America.
Hmm.
I don't
Hmm.
say I'm African American because for me that implies more of a because I'm not born in America, I don't say that. But I'm Black in America. So let's how you show up on every video yelling at me that I need to mind my business and leave Black Americans alone.
Because they have nothing else better to do.
Y'all ain't got no hobbies? Y'all ain't got no you out here talking about I'm a tether.
A
Okay,
tether.
but you're still in the US. What are you? I don't I think there is some shared mental illness going on. I do listen. I think in 2026 we're seeing lots of groups of shared mental illnesses. Like beliefs where I'm like uh, past COVID. Once we hit COVID and then left COVID so quickly, I think cuz I Black Americans were never enslaved, they were always in the US. Is that I want to put that in the mental illness box. Cuz what you got going on? What is that not? Can I not call a
I've
doctor for
never
you?
heard that.
You've never heard? Oh,
No.
girl. Maybe I'm on the wrong parts of the internet, but I hear it all the time.
I once spoke to someone where I was like, so they know my like family history. And I was like, could I get reparations? They're like, you can get reparations from Jamaica. I was like, oh, like, okay. I was like, I dealt with stuff in the US by being black,
Yes.
but no, my family did not build the
No.
US. Yeah.
I about reparations. I think it's also crazy to hear people say comment on the channel saying like, "I'm not leaving because I'm gonna get my reparations." From who?
And
When?
when that
Tell me
Mhm.
more. Because
And
once we passed the 90s when we were having really valid large scale conversations about reparations and those conversations went nowhere, you think it's going to happen 30, 40 years later when our country has moved so far right?
the other
I,
thing is like, well, that's it's not happening, right? But most people who have left the country still have a U.S. address. still vote, still have banking in the US. Like the tie has not been cut.
I I don't argue. Listen, I don't even respond. You say you're gonna say for your reparations, great. I'm not going to tell you that you could leave and you'll still be a citizen and you'll still blow whatever. And if you're gonna get paid reparations, they can direct deposit it into your bank account. I'm not having that conversation. Because once you say I'm staying so I can get reparations, I realize we're not having the same conversation. And nothing I say is going to get you reparations in 2026 from Trump. Is that who's going to give it to you?
Well, it's not
It,
in the history. Reparations for what?
it's not.
What for what? Being a
There's
right.
no money in the government anymore. The money has all been sucked out. There ain't no money to give. I'm gonna let you go. I have to say this: charging all them tariffs and then refunding the money back to the companies is woo. It's so America 2026. Billions of dollars. Bi- Amazon getting checks, Walmart getting checks, Apple getting checks. You paid. They charged you for that money. Billions of dollars being refunded, that being moved from your pocket to the corporation's pocket. That was just a transfer of wealth from your pocket to the companies. And they're not going to make the products any cheaper.
No,
They're not going to be like, okay, we got this cash.
no.
Let's look. It's a scam. All of it, everything is a scam.
You just have to figure out what country you want to live in to just figure out what country you want to live in. That's it. That's
That's
it.
it. That's it.
That's it. Because I'm picking and choosing what news I want to watch here. It's not forced on me.
Mm-mm,
It's
mm.
not forced on me.
Okay, can I say this? When you go to a new country, when you move, yes, if you want to watch US news, great. You need to watch the news of the country you're in. And whether that's actually watching it, whether it's reading it, whether it's getting it on social media from like actual news sites and not from someone's cousin's auntie. Girl, I saw that. You have to move the
I'm
camera.
gonna turn it so people can see. Well,
I
it's like rainy season isn't bad.
rainy season's not bad, but the lightning's about to strike her
Rainy
inside the house. That plant behind you is gonna be on fire in 13 seconds. Listen, uh,
Watch the news in the country.
watch watch the news. See what the locals are saying. Yeah, that is how you stay in. That's why we're not getting out of that gringo box, is because people move abroad and don't try to learn anything about the place they're in. They don't know nothing going on unless it's on the news in the US. I'm tired. Y'all making me look bad out here. Stop it. Any hoodle. I think we did it.
We
I
did
think we
it.
did it. I know one of your ancestors would be like, I should turn off
Get
the
away from that window.
get away from the window, turn off the lights, unplug the electricity. What are you doing?
And
What are you doing in that
I'm gonna
storm?
turn off the lights and then watch the lightning storm because it's so peaceful when you're not right next to the window.
When you move back a little bit?
I move back a little bit, just a little bit. But yeah, no. This is what I enjoy about the rainy season. I actually like watching the storms come in. I just want to be further away from it. So I'm
Okay.
just gonna move
All
over
right.
here. Like
All right. I'm gonna let you before you slide completely off camera. There is the window. I'm gonna let you go. Thank you. I should tell them where they can find you.
well, one, thank you for having me. I'd like to have you on my channel. They can find me at Abroadability is my YouTube and Instagram handle, and my website is theabroadability.com.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And until next time, y'all. Bye.
Adios.
Hasta luego.